She was a very shy, very intense young woman and just felt she wasn't ready. There was a lot more that she needed to do. Her first commitment was to have a family and to my father. The way she put it was she swallowed her poems for 30 years and she didn't write for all that time. But somehow towards the end of her life, in the last 10 years, the poems kind of drove their way out again. But the poetry itself was put on hold for a long time.
Was it something that you talked about in her last days, doing something like this publication?
We'd been working on this collection for about 2.5, 3 years. But it was only in the last 5 years that she started regretting that she'd never published. Miraculously, shortly before she died, a good friend of ours, Marlene, put together a handmade book of her poems, so she was able to see it in print in a beautiful linen-covered book before she died.
I actually got to read this poem at Fran's funeral, God Who First Made Man, and I sort of fell in love with it. When God Who First Made Man cunningly wrought him, the troubled creature, gave him the pen and the brush and the spinning words at noon, carved me of this moon bone, susceptible to wave and star, fingers through which sand flows. Why did he give me hands to shape in the dust-like sand?
I think deceptive simplicity and its complexity that continued to reveal itself on reading and rereading. So death in the city left empty the forest, and we wept in the darkness by the valley of our mourning.
And I chose this poem because for me the themes are about leadership and social consciousness and how those do or don't or should or shouldn't fit together. Pilate was not responsible. His wife was interested in dreams. Like many women, she had so little to do, what with slaves and no bridge parties. But a man can't be run by his wife after all, apron strings and all that. People would talk.
I did not dream my love could bring to death such hope and fear, that death and fear together sing a song so old and drear.
Thank you so much to everybody who's come and everybody who helped and was there for my mum in her last days and who read to her and listened to her and spoke her poetry to her. And I'm delighted that we're here, and I'm delighted that this little book is going out into the world. There will be seas and nights yet deeper than the ones we knew. But though the dawns rise not, we will not turn. You will not linger. I not wait for you.
And I mean, I'm not a poetry fan generally, although every now and then I dip into it and then I'm shifted and moved by it. But this experience was very, very special.
I very much capture a person in what I heard and what I read.
It was about Fran's words being spoken and hanging in the air, and because they were spoken by people who knew her and knew her work, it was as if those images drifted in the space tonight.
I'd say we did it, Mum, we did it.
We got there, Mum, by hook or by crook. And wasn't it lovely? You know, wasn't it worth it? Yeah, definitely worth it.